I would like to greet first Manang Luz, Mrs. Los Escalante Sabas, the author of Toward Zero Waste. Good afternoon, Manang. Mrs. Grace and Dr. Rodi Raquinho and family, Professor Hai and Mr. Joey Aracama and family, Mrs. Pearl Sabas Rakre, Miss Hazel Sabas Campos, Dr. Helen Sabas, relatives and friends of the Sabas family, our distinguished Dr. Alisa M. Caleo Alampay, Assistant Vice President for Academic Affairs of the University of the Philippines, Congressman Eric Olivares of the 1st District of Parañaque, Dr. Angelina Galang, President of Green Convergence, Dr. Alma Espartines, Vice President for Academic Affairs of Holy Angel University, officers of DENR are here. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. When Joey, Papa, asked me to speak here, I immediately answered yes. I answered yes, not to lecture about environment, but to listen. Because I have to admit that while I have a little knowledge about environment, kulang pa yung aking alam. And that's the reason why for the past several days, I've been going around to the bureaus to listen to their briefing to a new secretary. We talk about the air, we talk about water, and we talk about solid management. I was really very surprised when I learned about solid waste management problem of our country. So if I concentrate in my effort in the department, on the left side probably is environment, the other side is mining. I would like to say here now that my focus is on environment. We at DENR are privileged to be part of today's launching of Towards Zero Waste. And we recognize the significance of this book as it clearly provides recycling schemes for domestic waste in lieu of disposal in the landfills. I asked in the briefing yesterday, ilan ba yung mga garbage na nakukolekt per day? Ilan cubic meters ba o ilan dump truck ba na dumadaan dyan sa mga highways natin na pumunta sa landfill? Sinabi nila about thousands of dump trucks per day. And that is only 75% yung nakokolekt. Sabi ko, saan pumunta? Where are the other 25%? Saan napupunta? Siguro tinatapon lang somewhere. Now I know now I learned today that there is a solution, one partly solution to this problem. And I think it's zero waste. The author first presented these inputs in 1979 as part of her master's thesis. Her prerogative was supplanted by her desire to heighten public awareness on the environmental challenges that we will be facing in the future. and provide practical knowledge and simple solutions to the seemingly complicated problem of solid waste in the country. The author has foreseen the magnitude of our inclination towards a throwaway culture, overconsumption, and excessive production of short-lived items. Imagine, these were already on her thoughts as early as in the 1970s. More than 2 decades after, the country realized the severity of the waste problem, which even resulted in the trash slide tragedy in Payatas that called for the enactment of the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act of 2000, or Republic Act 9003, and further broadened by declaring every month of January as Zero Waste Month, starting in 2014. Since then, much has been accomplished. However, we have a long way to go in terms of compliance of the local government units towards RA 9003. The author's introduction of 4 F's, factory returnables, feed, fertilizer, fuel, concept in this book is vital to the improvement of environmental quality as it complements the requirements of RA 9003. It also espouses the implementation of the 3R concept with the focus on reduction of waste generation and increasing waste diversion. These schemes are simple solutions that are often overlooked and underestimated, but are most important in the waste management hierarchy. Remember, bulk of our waste composition in the country is biodegradable and recyclable. The concept addresses the entirety of waste where biodegradable are turned into fertilizers and are used for animal feeding, even converted as fuel, while recyclables are treated as factory returnables. If we advocate for this concept discussed in the book, it declined from the 14.6 metric tons of waste generation in the entire country will not be far-fetched. Disposal of solid waste and poor waste management practices have equal share in the emission of greenhouse gases. We have reached the critical state of our environment as we prepare ourselves to the impacts of climate change. However, adopting the introduction of 4F's scheme are effective ways to mitigate climate change. So today, I would like to laud and congratulate the author for continuously advocating for simple yet effective ways in the management of domestic solid waste and for promoting the 4F's concept and to make us realize that the best way to contribute in the changing of time is to start within ourselves and veer away from the seemingly mindless consumerism and throwaway culture that has become our way of life. On this note, allow me to give my heartfelt thanks to all our partners from the civil society, other government agencies, the local government, the private sector, and the academia for implementing meaningful ways to protect the environment. All of us here can make significant contributions in shaping or protecting our ecological wealth. We must always remember that the environmental crisis we face should not be seen as threats, but as opportunities to seriously do what we can to ensure that all of us enjoy a green and healthy environment. To all of you, Thank you and mabuhay.